some people have been able to build their names and giving you credit worthiness of the kind of projects they do. Right. That once they call you, they only need to call you once. You can trust that they will deliver.
For most players, I would say they're in the industry for, they operate based off survival instinct. Yeah, they're passionate, don't get me wrong, right? They're passionate about what they do, but survival drives the game more than the passion.
Welcome to the State of Nollywood Industry Table Talk, hosted by Shock Africa. With me, I have people who live and breathe the Nollywood industry and are going to be telling us about the opportunities, the challenges, and the economics of being a talent in this burgeoning industry. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Omowunmi, you've been doing a lot. Your face has just been appearing. You want to announce something like this?
I want to be making a
lot.
Yes.
Okay,
that's more like it.
But tell me, what have you been up to this couple of few months? Because we're like halfway into the year now, and just tell me, what have you been up to?
Quite a lot. I mean, first a lot of films that I had been in, had premiered, had shown in cinemas. So yes, I've been in the cinemas a lot, also on the streaming platforms as well.
Amazing.
And filming as well, working behind the scenes on my production company as well. Surgery and getting healed as a human being as well. So yes, that's basically how far my last 6 months of 2025 has been.
Awesome, interesting. I'm going to come back and delve more into that as well. But let me talk to Mr. Hem. What have you been the past couple of 6 months?
Quite a lot, to be honest. I mean, closing deals,
yes,
signing talents, developing brands. Yeah, you know, your beloved brands.
Beloved brands.
Also, working on a couple of production. We have quite a number of things happening behind closed doors. So I know for the next 6 months in 2025, we'll probably be making a couple of announcements that would help us to know what we've been up to in the last 6 months.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's been a lot.
Awesome. So let me come to Omowunmi, who has an exclusive for us, by the way. Starting a production company. Tell me more your journey from being an actress, and you're now pushing towards making and telling your own stories.
Okay, firstly, even before acting, telling stories have just always been something that I've been very passionate about, which I started out with acting.
Right.
It would shock you that the first time I was in front of it.
I am shocked. I am shocked.
Wow.
The first time I was in front of a camera was as a presenter, not even as an actor. Yes, exactly. Yes. So, should we talk about? Should I?
Go for it.
Don't.
Move.
They're enjoying the exclusive. They're enjoying the exclusive.
The production company will basically tell a lot of beautiful African stories. I'm Yoruba, and I'm proudly Yoruba, and embracing my culture, embracing my language, embracing my tradition has opened doors. One has helped me understand myself as a human being, also opened global doors for me. So we're going to be telling a lot of stories that are very, very traditional. It doesn't have to even be in Yoruba language, but every African
indigenous story
can relate with it. Yes.
Amazing. And what's the name of this studio or production company? let's just say everything exclusive.
All right, I'll do you the honor for that. It's called Signet Wing Studios.
Signature. Awesome. Yes. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
So, Mr. M, I want to ask you, are you happy with the state of the industry right now?
Yeah, I'm happy. But, I mean, there's the need to test for more. But, yeah, I'm happy because we're not where we used to be 5 years ago, right?
Right.
So, yeah, that's why I'm happy. But is there the need for us to reach for more? Yes, there's a need for us to reach for more. So, happy, but not content.
Ah, that's very interesting. Happy but not content. I want to ask the same question to Omowunmi, but also reflect on in terms of you being booked as an actor, because to be honest, I think you're one of the most booked actors right now in the industry. So tell me, is that reflecting well in your bank account? And how are you also navigating all of these bookings?
So right now, the industry is it's more like a sweet and sour relationship. Yes. Before now, the truth is, when we had big platforms like Netflix and Amazon commissioning projects,
Right.
investors were not scared of investing money in films, right? So filmmakers also were not scared of walking into rooms or knocking on doors to ask for big monies to
Yes.
make great films,
Yes.
knowing fully well that once you make a great film, the streaming platforms will see it and will definitely buy it. So you get your capital and you definitely
get
make
ROI,
money.
yes.
Do you understand? But right now, it's really, really slim. Every film now literally is either going to YouTube and, we know that story, or it's going to the cinemas. Economically, as a country, we're not so financially buoyant. I mean, can Yabasira afford to go to the cinema and spend 10K on herself, just on herself? And the truth is, when you go to the cinema, because we're Africans, we like to communally do things. I don't want to go to the cinema, unless you're so much in love with films. Like some of us can go to the cinema alone.
Right.
In fact, that is our social life, honestly. Many people like to go to cinemas with their friends, with their family members, with their lovers, with their neighbors and all that. So you have to budget say 50K, to enjoy that cinematic experience with your people. How much is the basic man's salary that he will spend that much? So as an industry, you have to now extremely convince people that for you to take out this your small money out of the small money that you have,
Yes.
you're going to get a lot from it. First thing first, even if your film is going to be amazing, they know, but the word has to get to them, which means that money for marketing has also increased.
Yes.
And you're not even so sure that you can drag people. Sometimes you just don't want to. I'm not eating. I'm only taking one. You can't be one square meal. Day, and so it's really tougher as opposed to when people could just sit back at the comfort of their homes. Oh, there's also transport fare.
Yes.
Well, it's not very expensive.
Yes.
And all of that. Exactly. So as opposed to sitting on the comfort of their houses, and then all they have to do is subscribe and turn on, have data and enjoy. So now, because you're not so sure you're going to get your money back from the cinemas, investors are finding it hard to invest because it's a game of numbers. It is. Now, it means that a lot of filmmakers are not currently filming. As an actor, it means that the amount of projects that are in motion are not as much as they used to be. So it means as an actor, acting job, acting money is not as much as it used to be. Most of all the films, all the films that have come out, all my films that have come out in the cinemas are films that I did last year. Not even this
No,
year.
there's some that were this year, but not as much as the one that you did last year. Do you understand?
No, I'm not saying I haven't worked this year, but
No,
they are
in terms of the ones Unclaimed was this year.
Unclaimed is coming out in
No, it was last year. It was November last year. Yes.
Amazing. So that means this also means that you were booked more last year than the progression of this year has been going so far.
Yes, the number of projects that I did last year compared to
This year?
Yeah.
So again, market intelligence, right? Because I've been studying which actors are getting lead roles and which actors are being used to push the marketing vehicle of a film. I think Omowunmi has come into a very interesting status this past couple of years. I wanted to ask you as a talent manager, how are you managing her increasing her rates because she's in high demand right now?
So that's a very interesting question because it's very dicey. The reason why I say it's dicey is because I like to put things into perspective, really, because there is also another industry like ours in another country, right? So where I'm putting things into perspective, I'm trying to see how it's being done over there and then what model we can literally adapt when it comes to our own market here.
Yes.
Now, why I'm saying is this is because as an actor, right, your first job on the production is to act.
True.
You get me?
True.
After acting, if you have the star power, you can sell the product.
Very
You
good.
get me? But it doesn't start and end there, right? Especially at this time where the industry is at a point where funding is a problem, we're not getting a lot of investors. I think everybody now has to play that collective job of doing their own bits. And this is what I mean by that. Actors get booked after they deliver, giving stellar performances and all of that, then they still have to now be the ones to carry that project on their back just to be able to sell it to the audience. But I'm saying that it could have been a lot more easier if everybody is literally playing their job, doing their job diligently. What that means is if everybody take branding seriously. I'll give you an example. To Kill a Monkey was released on Netflix,
True.
right? A blockbuster. The reason why you're able to say it's a blockbuster is not because of the actors that were on it. It's because it's a Kemi Adetiba film. And why is it like that? It's because Kemi Adetiba has, over the years, built a brand to be somebody that can be trusted to deliver. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and she has to come for it as well too because of the job that because of the work she's released. It's the same thing in Hollywood as well too. A Christopher Nolan film would always make
Money.
news, will always make money. Even if he decides to use an unknown face, basically, right, they would still go and watch his film. It will still make money because you know what? People are trusting the director and the execution of that director because he has been able to deliver from time to time. So whoever you're putting on that project can all come together as a collective to even drive market sales. Now I'll bring that back to Nollywood. For most of the time, right, actors are usually the one that carry films on their back with their star power. Hardly would you see a director. See, when you study data, the film one data, you realize that we don't have so much of films that are directors-led or producers-led. They are always actors-led. And that's a lot of work because first thing first, your first responsibility on any project is to deliver as an actor. Extra work, and especially when you don't hand back end for you to even do all of that work to carry a film on your back and drive the sales. You see that it is not, the sheets are not balancing. But if everybody can play their collective part in terms of saying, oh, I need to bring in my star power as a director, I need to bring in my star power as a producer. Because I was telling somebody, T-Cam could have been released by another person on Netflix and it would have just been another film and nobody would read. People would like it, but the rave wouldn't have been as much as this. The only reason why it's like this is because, and that's why we need more of such directors who can take the initiative to brand themselves properly to deliver stellar projects in a way that people can
always trust.
So when you, even the actors would, so it's not going to look like every other thing. So again, what then we now have to do as a talent management company is for every actors, because sometimes you have numbers, but the numbers are pretty much chilled followers that would rather just watch your film at home than to pay top dollar to go to the cinema. You now have to find a way to make the brand as commercial as possible just so you can drive people. And when you talk about star power again, right? Star power is such that for a celebrity to be a celebrity, there has to be that scarcity factor. If there is no scarcity factor, if she's on like 3 projects in a week, and the same projects are releasing in a week, somebody has seen her at ICN.
Another person seen her in
what makes a celebrity is the, oh my God, I just bumped into this person. There's no shock factor anymore. Shock, which is very intentional this time around. There's no shock factor, there's no wow factor or anything. So you're literally taking away the mystery that comes with celebrity. I mean, you can enjoy all of that fun and everything in life because there's a reason why Hollywood actors, for most of the parts, would not really have their own direct page. You would find a fan page where you can enjoy all of their works and everything, and it almost look like you know them. You see itty bitty of their life here and there, but not so much of them. They make you feel they create this perception that you know them, but you don't know them. So that when you bump into them, you are just starstruck. No, but I don't think fast Nigeria, Nollywood audience still get starstruck anymore, because you just need to go to the cinema to see their films, and you'll find this meet and greet. So I'm not saying that the meet and greet culture is a bad thing, but I'm just saying that there is so much more that can be done beyond the meet and greet, and then letting actors be the one that carry all of these things on their back. You get my point? That everybody now needs to make it their job to say, oh, as a director, I need to deliver. I need to put my back into this, not just direct and then on to the next project.
Right. So I quickly want to return that same question to Omowunmi, right? In terms of how do you know it is time to up your rates?
How do you know it's time to up your rate? I think you have to be true to yourself. What value do you bring to the industry? What value do you bring? What value will you bring to the project? And yeah, that's it basically. And what are you also playing on this? You know,
Right.
it's every character is important, but if you are number one, if I'm number one on a project, I wouldn't expect you to pay me the same thing as if I'm number 8 on the project or number 12 on the project.
Right.
But you know, when it's time to up your rate, you definitely know.
I think it's a thing of recognizing the value that you bring to the project and understanding the terrain in which you work.
So one of the reasons why I also asked that question was because if you look at the Hollywood system, quote unquote, if you win an Oscar or if you get nominated in an Emmys or in a Tonys, you have the audacity
to go from 0 to 100.
To increase your rates.
I don't think that works in Nigeria.
Exactly. So then what then works? Our manager know that, okay, I am the rave of the moment.
So
I can go from
winning an award doesn't necessarily mean you're the rave of the moment.
Interesting.
Winning an award means that you have given a super fantastic recognized performance as this character in this film. And you are being recognized for it.
Amazing.
It doesn't mean that you are now the biggest
star out there,
star of the moment in the industry. You're being recognized for your performance, and that is great, and that is brave, and all of that. But if having won that award, you automatically feel that your rate should go from 1 to 1 billion. The next time a producer is making a film, right, they'll consider, if I have this guy, he's a fantastic actor, but even if he's not fit for my film, just having him in my film, will it make my film the next best thing? If the answer is yes, maybe. If the answer is no, if it's just that, oh yeah, in this X film, he did great, but I don't even see him as a fit for my film.
Interesting.
And I think another thing basically is the fact to know when to up your rates is highly dependent on your commercial value, really, because now this is me talking from the way producers think. And negotiate, right? They know, and I think that their metrics for knowing those things are usually fans' favorites, social media engagements. So they, first of all, understand they would come for you because you're talented.
True.
But would they pay for that talent? That is one thing that I can't guarantee. They can pay another person that they feel has more commercial value than a talented person much more money. Do you get my point?
Right.
So that is where also talent management comes in, right? Because they now understand they have to diagnose a brand to say, oh, this is exactly what is going on with your brand, and this is how we can open it up for more opportunities amongst other things. So I'm going to piggyback on TCAM, for example, now. Someone like William Benson now, for example, right?
Interesting.
As a result of TCAM, he might get more bookings, but
he will.
He will.
But he would be making a mistake to think that because TCAM is successful, he can up his rates. Do you get my point? I'm not saying he can't up his rates, but not in a way that's because there is a fine balance between knowing your value and pricing yourself out of markets.
True.
understanding the dynamics of the market, that there isn't so much money involved. And for someone like him that has done work like that kind of job, basically, you want to first of all maintain the pace to grow numbers to a certain level, to now say, at the point where I've done this work, the next thing, the most important thing for me right now is to be consistent with it, just to grow numbers to a certain value and be able to convert all of this into loyal fans. That when I now decide that at a point, okay, I can do more.
Yes.
You will be able to demand. And even the producers that are coming for you will be able to. See, the thing is, when you do work to a certain point and you deliver value, they don't even, before they come, before they come, they know for it. They know for a fact that, in their head, and when you are not there, you don't even need to say, what they are offering you will tell you that they don't rate me like that. Because if you're an actor and you have maybe you have 6 producers come for you in a week, right? And they are all negotiating for almost the same rate. That tells you one thing. They've whispered that this is what this person is worth based on their commercial value and all of that. So there's no way you want to. So if you now start the kind of projects that will pay the kind of money that you want, maybe they come in once in 3 months, do you get my point? So first of all, you want to maintain consistency because you can be easily forgotten in this industry. As much as you're popping and you feel like the next big thing.
Deep side, right?
Yeah, because it doesn't have to be people. It's a fast-paced industry, especially in this digital age. And she knows, and I tell her the same thing too as well. So there are some projects that you know that they are for mileage. There are some people that you know that if you're going to be the only person that is carrying a project. I'm checking the cast lists, and it feels like you're the only one that has star power. That tells me one thing for sure, that you have to be able to pay me top dollar, because it feels like the success of this
more
project,
value, is attached to me. Interesting.
So all of these things decides whether you can now say, oh, to this point now, I can up my rates, or I can just still maintain my value, gather more resources in terms of build a community, build value for whoever is hiring me to be on that project, and then you can take it up from there. So it's not a one size fits all.
You guys shared a lot of gems just within this film.
Like I wanted to say, if when it's time, you know it's time. So I can tell you for a fact that there was a time I got paid 5,000 naira or something for a project, or maybe it was stage play, I can't remember now. And then there was a time where 100K per day is what I would ask and I would get paid. There was a time it was 200. Now I can, with my full chest,
there we go,
ask for millions
per day,
and nobody will feel like or I won't even feel
there's
like,
no doubt,
hey God, this million where they ask for, do you understand? So it's the value that you actually bring when people know that, no, having this person, apart from the art, the value generally,
right?
Yeah,
Awesome.
you know.
Awesome. So, personally, I wanted to ask you, what pays your bills the most right now in terms of how you monetize your talent? Talent manager, you have no right to cough in this conversation.
What pays my bills?
Brand influencing.
Yes. Brands bring in more money, honestly, and that's the honest truth.
The major part of your earnings will not come majorly from acting anymore. It will come from
brand influence
or production, producing yourself.
Right.
You just have to know where to pitch your tents. Do you get my point?
Awesome. Thank you so much. So now I think it's time to move on to our final segment of this particular table talk, and we're going to be asking our guests to grade the industry based on certain pillars. So we have 5 as the highest, and we have 0 as the lowest rank. So I'm going to first ask. Interesting. I think I would like to get Omowunmi's perspective on how would you grade the industry in terms of infrastructure and production capacity. Where somebody hires you to come on a project, what's the output of that project? Is that project, does it come out as well as it was written on the script, and all of that interesting jazz?
The industry at large.
Yes.
So the truth is, so like Mautin said, some people have been able to build their names and giving you credit worthiness
True.
of the kind of projects they do. But once they call you, they only need to call you once. You can trust that they will deliver. However, the truth also is that there are some very amazing scripts that you will read, and your very first day coming on a set, you'll be like,
Hey, God, I beg.
oh no. Oh no.
Mess up the
The
execution.
only thing that will not make you say, I can't do this, is because you have given your word
And you signed a
Committed.
and
contract.
signed a contract. But you're like, Jesus.
Waiting with this.
So when I think about
So you want to pick a number?
it's, can I pick two numbers? That one, it's tough.
Oh,
But
I would say,
I would say, we have quite good crops of this thing now. So
Number 4. Production capacity, infrastructure, output.
let me pick two numbers. When I think
Oh yeah,
about
what's the second number? Yeah, our first guest that's going to pick two numbers.
when I think about some things, two. When I think about some
It
things,
is 4.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so
Allow
much.
me. Thank you.
Mr. M, talent pool and creative development. Availability and training of actors, directors, access to film schools, and support for screenwriting and storytelling culture. How would you rate the industry in terms of?
I would have gone for one.
You would have.
Gone for one, but that would be me being too harsh because I love this industry too much. So I'll just stick with 2. And I can just give you one example of one I would stick with 2 and why I think it's
Go ahead.
very low.
Go ahead.
I think the last AMBC, now I'm not really sure, but in special effects department, Akim
Yes.
Effects
Onilogbo.
was nominated for.
3 AMVCAs
So
category.
I think I should explain what I'm trying to say. It means that there's a scarcity of talents in the industry.
People wake up and decide that they're beautiful and they're handsome and they want to become actors. Whereas that's not what it's supposed to be.
Very true.
Now, talent is very important, but training is also very important. I mean, talent is baseline. How many film schools? If we take out Royal
Arts.
I don't know where art is still performing. I've not heard much about them in a while.
Yeah.
I think the most consistent film school right now is still Ebony
Ebony
Life
Life.
Creative Academy.
And then there is Del York.
Yo. I don't think they have. It's not focused on acting. It's just
No, they have
creativity
and
design and PR.
they have acting as
They
well.
have acting as well.
But do they have sessions every year?
Yeah, they do. I think it's even more than once in a year.
So, but as an industry, I mean, this is Nollywood, third largest
It's not even third, it's
producing.
second.
Second though. My sister, second.
Apologies. The second largest producing. It means our content is a lot. But how many trained talents are we training out there?
Awesome.
That is important. So we should be from the top of our heads. When someone says, "Oh, please, I want to go to a
Film school.
I'm not talking of theater arts. I mean, that are being studied in school. You study theater arts. Do you understand? And that is in the theater. For example, I study theater arts, not film.
All right.
Do you understand? I had to learn acting for film separately, and the techniques are extremely different. If you take a stage actor to use that same technique for stage for screen, it'll be
All over the
overacting.
place. Yes.
Now, if you take an actor who has only done screen all their lives and take them on stage,
They'll
they'll be
underperform.
underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
It is.
The techniques are the languages and the mediums are very, very different. So that's what I'm saying. As opposed to the UK, or the US, we should have at least, we should be
I
able
mean,
to
you're
say,
even going for South Africa, they have more than 5 film schools
And there's even film school, and then there's now acting school.
and they have structure.
If we'll not finish,
structure.
we'll not,
I
structure. So,
Sha.
so let's just there's a lot to talk about, but let's move on to the next pillar, which is I think Mr. M can take that, funding and investment. So how would you rate the industry in terms of access to public and private funding, presence of grants, tax incentives, and production agreements, as well as investor confidence and appetite from local film projects. Omowunmi is going for a number. 2. Go first. Go first. Let her go first.
It's just that's what it is.
It's
That's what it is.
Because you are
it's
standing up.
even worse now because there's
It
no
used to
guaranteed
be-
part for.
Honestly,
Oh, used to be.
It used to be like
I would say
4.
3. No, I wouldn't even say. I would even say 3.
So it
But
used to
dropped
be.
2.
But now
because-
we've dropped to 2.
And the reason why it's even 3 is majorly because there was more like a guaranteed path for ROI. Do you get my point? So you could still get private investments because we are shooting for Netflix, we are shooting for Amazon.
That's
Prime.
what I said.
You make so you are looking at it from investment angle alone. I didn't give it 4 because it's not just investment alone that is on that list. There is the part of funding, grants, all of those things. So when you look at the absence of all those things, you will stay at 3. But
Right now, where are
it
we?
is 2 because of
2 very close to 1.
So which
Yeah.
also begs the next question. So is it because we've had streamers pulling back? That is why funding has reduced?
yes. Unfortunately, that's the value
Even before the streamers came, funding was a huge problem
problem. Yeah.
in the industry.
True.
How many people have access to grants? How many grants are even
Available. Yes.
How many private companies want to invest in films? In fact, film wasn't an industry that they really wanted to look at.
Yeah.
They would first look more into agriculture and many other things before they think of film, music before they think of film. But thank God the streamers came and gave us
Investor confidence.
exactly.
Amazing.
The budget's paying for this amount. No, even though they're still yeses, but
So just even
that it was done.
going into a room alone and
Yeah.
say this film is a Netflix film. This film is a Prime
as a
Video
matter of
film.
fact, it became a prayer point on Twitter. Oh my God!
I want to be in a Netflix film.
Yes, I want to.
Original.
When it first came
I want to be in an original.
when it
was a
first
prayer
came in,
point.
I have experienced, the industry over the years.
Yes.
When it first came in, it was even a thing of pride that your film, even in our capacity, at least that film that you were in was on
Netflix.
Original or not, original
You never went there.
that I have a film on Netflix. That was something, and then it now became I'm in a Netflix original flick. What?
Also, because I felt like
No, sorry. I'm in a Netflix acquired.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
what?
Yes.
Before now, Netflix commissioned
Film.
Hey, shoulder.
so, and also because it now felt like Netflix at the point felt like the platform for global relevance, especially because they had doings. I mean, you an actor that you happen to be a Netflix original, there's possibility that they might fly you to South Africa to attend premieres of
premiere.
other films. Other films, basically, you get to meet other actors, you can network. So it wasn't just about your film being on that platform alone. It was also about the fact that it opens you to a new audience, networking
Global
opportunities, and whatever. Do you get my point? So it was something, and you could use that to pitch to an investor, like, oh, see this one. Even though people did not really have, and I always say, like, one of the major problems that we face in Hollywood, like, we don't report numbers.
Enough.
Yes, we don't report numbers enough. Is it enough, or we don't even report numbers at all? I don't think there is any public knowledge of any Netflix, the amounts Netflix acquired a particular film. Now, I understand sometimes it could be paperwork and all of that, but I'm looking at the cons now. The pros is much more on the business side, right? But I'm looking at the cons now. The cons of that is you don't know for sure that this is what they will pay for this.
That's
You only
what's
know-
the value of a
you
product.
only know, through hearsay, that this is the going rate. Nobody would ever show you that this is what it is. This is that much they acquired it. But we just know, maybe your friend would whisper it to you, like, they bought this one for like 400K. They bought this one. I mean,
I can't even lie to you. The opportunities that came with having those streaming platforms for even actors.
we're great.
Let me use myself as an example.
Go ahead.
I don't think that a lot of lecturers from University of Michigan knew me personally or had seen a lot of my films or had come to Nigeria to watch my films before they watched it on, before the emergence of Netflix.
Right.
So with watching some of my films on Netflix, or a lot of them on Netflix and on streaming platforms, and looking into me, maybe researching to also see that I'm a scholar, asking questions and all of that, then seeing my interest in building the Yoruba language and Yoruba culture, all of these things were the things that made them pick me, for example, to be the global artist in residence. And when I was there, they were like, oh my God, we love Ayinla. In fact, Ayinla had, at the State Theatre, we had a premiere for Ayinla, or a screening for Ayinla. And 90% of the people who were there were white people. So
Amazing.
the University of Michigan did that.
Amazing.
I would go into classes. I lectured, and I would use some of the films on Netflix, on Amazon. They could go watch it. Some had even watched it before I got into class and all of that. Now, before that happened, I even went to other universities. I even went to other schools, primary schools, secondary schools. Do you understand? All of that might not have been possible if there wasn't anything to look at.
So the platform was really important to us.
It was. It
That's
did
a
a lot
lot.
of good.
Yeah, it did a lot of good. I mean,
That's
it's just sad that we fumbled the bag.
Let's So final question. Before we now do the final grading pillar, before we now do what are your general thoughts on the future of Nollywood based on what you as someone that is actively working in the industry are striving towards to. Final pillar is regulatory and institutional support. Government policy towards the film industry, existence of film commissions or development boards, and protection of intellectual property and freedom of expression. How would you grade that for the industry? A 1.
So the thing is, all of these things exist in paper,
Ooh.
but
Right.
execution of it is what is most important. But I would say that some of these government parastatals are working.
I would have given it 0, but the only reason why I'm giving it 1 is because of the recent developments. Basically, there's been quite a number of recent developments that we are opening.
So it's still not enough.
It's definitely not enough.
Because they're just starting out, it's not enough. You have an entire industry. So you know, the funny thing is, people see Nollywood from the spectacle of Nollywood. Do you get my point?
So because we're in it, we know more. and
People
we know
see
better.
Nollywood from the spectacle of Nollywood. Nollywood is almost like a sect of Nigerian film industry in its entirety. There's Nollywood, there's Kannywood, there is Yoruba, or whatever it is. But people usually,
Asabawood.
people usually view it from largely the mainstream focal lens. Do you get my point?
Yes.
But it's an entire industry, it's an entire country. And if you're talking about the film industry, you're going to be talking about every aspect, every tribe that contributes to it, both those people that are practicing in the northern states, both the Yoruba sector. Do you get my point? So at the end of the day, when you look at the regulatory body, do they really serve that purpose of going round to make it, to know? So you get this.
I think they're doing better now. Maybe I'm looking at it from the lens of
Mainstream. You are looking at it from mainstream, not generally. Me, I'm looking at it from
Because
society.
again, I think there's also the perspective of Lagos is Nollywood.
Yeah, so me, I'm not looking at it from the angle of Lagos is Nollywood. Do you get my point? I'm looking because
You don't want to get
time.
into it.
Abuja.
We don't have time.
What do you mean in Abuja now? And
Yeah, there's Abuja Film
There's
Festival.
even Abuja, yes.
There's
there
Abuja
are
Film
other film
Festival.
festivals. There is
Yeah.
Kaduna Film Festival. There
Do
is,
they get the kind of support that they need? That is when you now understand why I gave it 1.
Interesting. Thank you so much for grading the industry. Your contributions are well taken. So now, final wrap of question is for you as a award-winning actress, humanitarian, and brand influencer. What is the future right now that you're looking at as someone who is actively working in Nollywood?
why not? Or the future we're looking at.
Oh, we can do both ways.
Honestly, I just want this industry to thrive and the players in the industry to thrive as well. It's a lot of, when people look at it in Nollywood, the first thing they see is the spectacle. But behind the scenes of the spectacle, is it really sparkling? So I would love for the sparkle to be within and outward as well. So I would love for actors to be able to earn good money, get royalties on our films. You know, in 20 years down the line, even 100 years when you're gone, for example, your children can say, oh, we're getting this off of our mother's performance or our father's performance will be this. Because honestly, you can't pay an actor's worth. When they're gone, we still watch Godfather.
You get.
Some of those actors are gone. Tales by Moonlight.
Those are like,
no.
There's even Friends, because I heard that Friends are still getting millions.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Art is forever. Michael Jackson has come and gone, Whitney Houston, but their art is forever. In fact, some songs are trending now, and they were probably being performed like 40, 50, 30 years ago. Do you understand? So I would love for our art to be able to sustain over the years.
Amazing.
Then for filmmakers as well, I'd love for available funds. I'd also love for so much training, you know, where we can shoot 10 or 20 grand projects at the same time. I would love for, you know, when you watch a Nollywood movie and you watch a Hollywood movie and you're like, what is the difference quality-wise? It's possible. I mean, it didn't take Hollywood to get to where they are today. And it didn't take them 5 years, 10 years. It took them a lot of years. But we're lucky because they probably did not even have all of this technology when their industry was starting, but now we have it. So I would love for us to be able to have project, even if it takes that as an industry we make 1 or 2 or 3 films and it's just the best of us being put out there.
Amazing.
It would also be nice to see great collaborations in this industry instead of me, myself, and I.
Thank you so much. Mr. M. I know you have a lot.
I don't really have a lot, basically. I don't have a lot, to be honest. I just look forward to an industry where, the same way people say, God bless America, right? When things happen for the industry, our stakeholders can learn to speak for the people as opposed to speaking for themselves alone. When you learn to put people first, right, you don't get to make selfish decisions that affects everybody on the long run. My approach to things are quite different. I feel like if I always approach most of the things that I do from the angle of sustainability. I'd rather earn 500K consistently for 10 years than to earn 1 million at once. Do you get my point? So if an opportunity comes to me and I feel like, as opposed to me enjoying this opportunity, if the entire industry gets to enjoy this opportunity and helps us to scale, I would have more earning power as we progress. Do you get my point? As opposed to immediate gratification to earn for myself. If everybody can have that same mindset in the industry where where we can think of the industry as collective, like, and put the people first as opposed to putting yourself first. It's not enough. It's bad that you will probably be the only one to pocket $1 million deal when you can upscale the industry in a way that everybody can enjoy for the next 10 years to have the same amount of benefits. You get my point? So I look forward to an industry like that because that is the only way we can scale up and grow. Other than that, if things keeps happening in such a smaller circle, the more it happens, the more we get to shrink the industry. And at the end of the day, we start settling for crumbs, and as long as the crumbs doesn't go around and it remains among a select few, we feel like we're doing good, but no. And it affects our output as well, too, because there's nothing stopping us from releasing major blockbusters back to back. But if the money doesn't circulate and young promising talents are not being discovered, nurtured, and developed, you keep falling back to the same set of people.
So circulation is key. Thank you so much, Omowunmi Dada. Thank you so much, Mr. M. And
Welcome.
that's it for this episode of State of Nollywood Industry Table Talk. Please like, follow, and share this video with your industry friends, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.